Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ryan. On this clip, we are going to be picking between the Clippers, LA Lakers, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's what we're going to be doing here on this clip. Before I get into it, let me know your thoughts on the series. Who do you have winning? How many games? Why? If you want to hear a more in-depth breakdown, and or you want to hear what we thought of the series before, we're also going to give out first round awards, which are going to be kind of fun. Check out our podcast. But in the meantime, please like the channel, subscribe, and here we go into this series. So let's talk about how the Thunder and Lakers got into the second round. Simply, for the Thunder, it was pretty easy. They swept the Suns. For every series coming out of what are some pros and cons? Well, what are some pros and cons for the Thunder? The only thing I could really think of for the Thunder is that a lot of guys were given a lot of opportunities. It seemed like a lot of different people played in the series to give them playoff experience, playoff minutes for when they might need them down the road. Who can he rely on? Trying different types of lineups. I think that's what the Thunder, no offense to Suns. The Suns had a great year, but they kind of played with their food a little bit in the first round, and they still got the series sweep. So that is what they dealt with. And then the cons. What cons did I see from the Thunder? Honestly, I didn't see any. I'm not just the con that Jalen Williams is not healthy still. That's the only con that I have for them, but it's not even anything to do with the Sun series. The Lakers had a little bit more difficult of a time with the Houston Rockets. They beat the Houston Rockets in 6. Their defense was really good. I mean, the Rockets' offense isn't anything to write home about. They didn't have Durant, but for the most of the series, the Lakers didn't have Reeves and they didn't have Luka. It was just LeBron James. And let me start by saying I don't think that LeBron James is the GOAT. I still think it's Jordan. Kobe Bryant is my GOAT. But I am still so impressed, and what LeBron is doing at his age is amazing. It's not maybe as consistent. That's okay. Every other game he performs. I think he had like I should have looked it up. I know he had like a 28-8-7 game or whatever. He just knows when to pick his moments, and he's such a great player still. Obviously, he doesn't have the energy to bring it all the time every game. But man, does he know like when it's his time to go for it. He took that 1-3 at the end of game 5, and I'm like, oh, that's going in. That's the type, that's LeBron James. So Reeves getting some playoff experience, I think, is another positive. And the Luka thing, where it's like, hey, Luka might be back this series. Nobody really knows. I honestly don't think he'll be back. I think they're just kind of stringing all of us along. But even so, LeBron and Reeves are ready to play. A couple other pros. People aren't talking about Ayton enough. Ayton had a good, the Rockets are a big team. They're physical, and they're a really good defensive team. And Ayton, the last 3 games, had 16, 17, and 10 rebounds, along with 7, 18, and 19 points. That's the Ayton they need in this series against the Thunder. We'll talk about that in a second. The other one pro that I could think of is just Rui Hachimura was 50% from the field and 50% over 50% from the field, over 50% from the 3. He was really good at that 3-and-D position in this series, and a really good defender. So that is the type of guy that when you put alongside LeBron James, that guy's going to thrive. And LeBron also will thrive because that's the type of guy that he plays the best around, is someone like Rui. So good for them. Some cons in the series. I just think Smart had a good start to the series. He kind of fell off. Kennard had a moment in the series and he kind of fell off. And I would say I don't have many other cons because I really just think the Lakers were very impressive with what they did with the Rockets. Most everyone, including myself, I believe I picked the Rockets to win in 6 because I just thought with no Reeves and it's just well, I'm like LeBron, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, matchups I'm looking forward to. I don't have any real specific matchups other than Rui guarding Shea. I think that's going to happen. or is it going to be smart? I don't know. I want to be kind of like a little bit of a troll and say maybe the refs, like the sort of Laker bias, but you also have the Thunder bias going on. That's going to be an interesting internal struggle for the referees, I'm sure. But I think it's going to be Rui and Shea. I think it's going to be kind of interesting. You got to slow Shea down, and what kind of defense is Rui going to be allowed to play on SGA? The other matchups, I think Ayton, it's so important that Ayton and gets going. So it's him and Harkenstein or him and Chet is going to be also an interesting matchup. And Dort and LeBron James. I think Dort is going to cover LeBron James. And let me tell you, LeBron fans, I'm going to hate Dort just as much as you do in this series because I just don't like the way he plays personally. Anyway, X Factors. For the Lakers, I don't have any for the Thunder. I think the Thunder are a super deep team. There's very little weaknesses. And I think even if like one person doesn't show up, let's just say, for instance, Dort has a bad series, or Caruso has a bad series, or Chet has a bad series, it's so hard for be like, oh, but that's going to sink the Thunder. They're just so deep. I don't have an X factor for them, but for the Lakers, it's going to be Rui and Ayton. They need that type of performance if they are going to be able to compete in this series, the Lakers. The other X factor for the Lakers is if Luka comes back or not, because that could really make things interesting in this series. My prediction, I have the Thunder in 5. Clint also has the Thunder in 5, my normal co-host who's a Milwaukee Bucks fan. I think if Luka isn't ready, Reeves is still coming back. I think maybe he might be okay, but like he's still coming back. And I just think the Thunder are just too deep and big for the Lakers. I expect LeBron to have like one vintage 38-8 game, right? And that will probably be the game that the Lakers end up winning. But I just think the Thunder they're just too good of a team. And maybe only the Spurs or the Wolves are really going to give them any problems. So we'll see what happens. But that's my prediction. Let me know if what I got right, what I got wrong. Let me know some of your matchups. I had a struggle with matchups because I was like, what is truly that interesting in this matchup, in this series that I'm really looking forward to. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys are looking forward to. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the podcast if you're interested in more in depth and you want to check out our award show for round 1 of the NBA playoffs. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will talk to you guys real soon. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.